This video is sponsored by Readly. What does it say there, Gemma? Can you read that? I've not got my glasses on. Welcome back, you beautiful people, to another week of van life in Scotland.
We are Gemma and Campbell, and in this week's video we head back to Scotland's capital city of Edinburgh to show you more of what van life is really like in Edinburgh.
Spoiler alert, it's tough. As you guys know, we have been living life on the road for the last 9 months now, and it's been great, most of the time. How the hell do you go to Scotland's most remote beach and catch coronavirus? But with all of this time living life on 4 wheels, we have felt that we have missed out on a lot of home comforts that city life brings, and we have been craving a day out on the town. We decided that we would test out living in a van in a big city such as Edinburgh to see just how hard it can really be to visit the capital with a vehicle the size of a small school. Living, eating, sleeping, and whatever that is, all within the city limits of Edinburgh for 72 hours. Is this all really possible? Let's find out. So good morning everyone from apparently a very windy Edinburgh. I'm in the city centre just now and I'm feeling pretty lonely. Got the whole gaff all to myself. Gemma's gone and left me. Basically, the reason that Gemma's abandoned me today, if you follow us over on Instagram and watch her stories, you'll already know this, but she's recently been accepted into another nursing agency and we're through in Edinburgh so that she can do the mandatory training for that. If you're not from the UK, I'll explain a little bit more. Now, in the UK, if you're a nurse, you need to do at least 3 months of nursing work every 3 years in order to maintain your registration. And since Gemma worked so hard at university, it would be a shame to go full-time into this and let that lapse. So basically I've just dropped Gemma off at a Lidl in town, and now my job is to try and find somewhere that I can actually park the van up and hopefully get some work done, because as it turns out Edinburgh doesn't seem to be that motorhome friendly. So I need to go on a mission by myself through busy city centre Edinburgh at peak rush hour and try and find somewhere I can actually park up the van. I think I'm definitely going to need this coffee first. Squeaky clean. Okay, right, what lane do I want to be in? Not a good start. Only thing about this is that I can't film and use Google Maps, so if I get lost, I'm blaming you guys. Right, I think it's this way. Excuse me. Okay, I think I found somewhere. It's just beside Holyrood Park, and from looking at the thing, it looks like there's a ticket machine. I'm going to go and check out how much it costs. But my god, that was stressful. I've actually got neighbours. There's one other motorhome over there. And yeah, big car park. And I think that's Holyrood just through there. Go and see if Nicola Sturgeon's in the house. Hi Nikki. And I think from here it's basically like a 10-15 minute walk into town. I can see Calton Hill. So I think, yeah, I reckon I'm going to park here. Then maybe just wander into Edinburgh, find a little cute cafe to work at while I wait for Gemma. So yeah, since last time I spoke to you guys through in Ayrshire in last week's video, we had to take a quick little visit home, and it was for a couple of reasons. I didn't want to actually talk about it in last week's video until it was all good and we knew exactly what was happening. The first thing is that we found a new printing provider in Edinburgh for Destination NC500, which, if you're not aware, is the first ever published book that we've actually written and published, and it's all about the North Coast 500. And because it's through in Edinburgh, it means that it's a lot easier to actually communicate with them and go and collect any copies that we need to do. And it's very exciting because we're also going for a bigger batch of books this time. Last time we ended up printing 1,000 books, and believe it or not, they've already completely sold out. This time we've decided to go for 3,000 books, and we've got a much better printing deal on it, so we can print the books for a lot cheaper, basically per unit. And because of that, it means that we can absorb the delivery costs so that you guys don't need to pay for delivery anymore. Now, if you're watching this and you've already bought a book and you've paid for the delivery, we really appreciate your support, and we don't want to take away from that, but it just means going forward we can actually make it more affordable to basically everyone and try and really take Destination Earth to the next level. The other reason that we came home was actually last week I found a little lump on one of my testicles and I decided to go and get it checked out as soon as possible. So I booked a doctor's appointment in the next couple of days, went home, got it all checked out. Possibly I'm going to go for a scan in a couple of months, but the doctor basically said it was like a benign cyst and it's very, very common amongst men, so it was nothing to worry about. But I just wanted to mention that here because if you're a guy or a girl, make sure you're checking your bits regularly and don't be embarrassed about going to get it checked out. It takes literally 5 minutes I was in there for, and they're all professionals. Working in healthcare myself, I know it's not a big deal, so go and do it, it's not worth waiting. But yeah, basically that's us all caught up, so now that's all to do is head into Edinburgh, find a little cafe and get some work done. Before I do that though, I think I need to get changed. That's a bit better. I'll see you guys in a few hours. Hello, baby.
You alright?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good.
Good training?
Yes.
Good.
Good day?
Yes, very good. And the sun's shining. I don't know what's happened.
Well, I think this is the calm before the storm. I've just heard it's now a red weather warning.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Luckily
very
for
much
once, we are not going to be in that red weather warning. It's actually down south. And the funny thing
No,
is,
it's actually here as well.
They've upgraded it.
It's apparently it's the whole of the
Oh,
UK.
sugar.
So we are.
Well, that's going to be interesting. I was going to say I've got a few hours left in the parking, so I think we're going to head back to there and then maybe actually make the most of the sunshine and go a little explore around Edinburgh. Hi, Ellie. No matter how many times I leave her, it just never gets any easier. I can't help but win. So we thought we spotted a little gap in the weather and it was looking blue skies. Obviously, Mother Nature's had other ideas. And we were just hoping to get up to a place that we recommend that you come and check out for sunset in Edinburgh. And the rain's proper coming on. I don't think we're going to be getting back to the van driving.
No. So one place that you absolutely have to come and check out in Edinburgh for sunset is called Calton Hill. It's on the eastern end of the city and you've got beautiful, beautiful views across the city where the sun sets.
But you can just see that is coming our way. And it's actually forecast for snow tonight. I don't really know how it's going to end up lying. I'm crossing my fingers that we're going to be waking up to a winter wonderland, but it does not look fun, whatever it is.
And if you remember back to our video where we tried our hand at snowboarding, way over there in the distance, that's where the snowboarding is.
You can actually see all the way down to the Forth Road Bridge as well, and if you go onto the other side of this hill, you can see all the way out to like Portobello Beach, and the view is absolutely spectacular. So even during the day, if you fancy coming up here, highly recommend it because the views are just insane. Oh, home sweet home. I have never been so grateful to be back in my cosy little van. We've got it all set up and I'm very excited for dinner tonight. So we've been getting a lot of comments about how much you guys enjoy watching us cooking and the ideas that we come up with. So we thought we would go all out for you guys tonight. We've got curried noodles with crispy tofu and winter vegetable. How good does that sound? I actually found it on this app called Readly, which, as it happens, is this week's video sponsor, and I think you guys are really going to like the things that they offer. I was browsing through all of the different magazines they've got, which are like thousands and thousands. Picture Spotify but for magazines, and I found this one which was like a quick and easy vegan recipe, and it just sounded absolutely perfect for a busy day like today when we're out exploring Edinburgh and I just want to get some food in my belly. So yeah, I'm very excited to get cooking.
Now we are very new to using Readly, but we are absolutely loving what it offers already. There's a huge variety of magazines on all different topics and subjects, but what is really good for us is that when we are parked up in remote places, we can just pull out the app and download our offline recipe book or whatever magazine that we want to use and read it even when we don't have signal. So that is absolutely perfect when you're travelling around in a van.
And also what is really good, I don't know why I'm branching a broccoli at you, is the fact that like, you can use different accounts for when you're actually wanting to use the app. So when Gemma's using magazines such as like, I don't know, like chocolate making or whatever it is Gemma usually reads, I can read all about men's fitness and staying in really good shape and keeping this tempo in the best condition possible. In all seriousness though, it's good for like photography, cooking, travel, whatever else you might be interested in. It basically has it, and yeah, we're really excited to get stuck more into it and find out what other recipes we can discover.
And in this recipe in particular, we have got all the hearty winter warmer vegetables, and then what we're going to do is just fry up some tofu in corn flour and add some curry paste and then chuck in the vegetables with some noodles, and then that is it. Super simple.
And so welcome back to this week's episode of How Many Noodles is Enough Noodles? The answer is, that's too many. Don't copy however many noodles we made because as usual we made too much food. I hope you're hungry, babe.
Cannot wait to get stuck into that. I think it looks like you've got all the noodles and I've got all the vegetables, to be honest. Oh, that's good. Winner.
Dig into my mountain of noodles. Oh, the thing I just love about recipes like that is it's basically just the leftovers of our fridge, because we always buy too much veg. I think that carrot's been kicking about in there for about 2 weeks, so it's a perfect recipe. Just like basically take everything you've got in your fridge and bang it together. That's good. Highly recommend that as well.
Signing up for Readly is so simple. If you click the link in the description box below, you'll get 2 months free subscription, and after that it's only $9.99 a month, and you can cancel it any time you want. And if you have tried Readly before, or if you decide to try out the free trial, then let us know your favourite magazines in the comment below so that we can check them out too.
So yeah, good morning everyone. Just as forecasted, we've woken up to snow. This is the first time we've actually woken up to proper snowfall in the van since we moved into Ellie last year. So it's pretty exciting. So this is where we slept last night. It's pretty calm actually, it's right beside some houses, but no one really seems too fussed. People are coming and going walking their dogs, and we had a really good calm night's sleep. However, unfortunately, if we actually want to go anywhere today, we've got a steep hill to tackle that doesn't look as if it's been gritted. So thankfully, Ellie has all-weather tyres, and we're going to need to put them to the test. It actually looks as if the snow's stopping already and it's changing to more rain, unfortunately. But hopefully if we head into Edinburgh, maybe get some brunch, we'll be able to show you some cute spots, and Edinburgh will be looking very beautiful today in the snow. First snow in the van, baby.
Whoop whoop whoop. We were so buzzing this morning when we woke up and peeked outside and it was all white. It stopped snowing now right enough, but...
I'm thinking brunch in Edinburgh.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Let's find out. Come on, Ellie.
To go.
All-terrain tyres, let's do this.
I hate driving in the snow.
This is not going to be fun. I can see blue skies though. You can do it, Ellie.
Just stick to the tyre tracks.
Just don't brake ever. What are we going to be like when we go to Europe, honestly?
In the snow, I know.
Okay then, back here.
Well, it's funny how you actually just get down a little bit and there's no snow at all. And it's funny because a girl had messaged us on Instagram actually who's living in Edinburgh. She was like, I've only got slush, like I'm in Edinburgh, like where is the snow? There's nothing down here at all. Which is kind of disappointing because I was hoping to go into the city and get some nice snowy photos and things, but it is what it is.
We're back at the same car park that we've been using the past few days. I think Edinburgh City Council are going to be rubbing their hands together when they see this video because of how much money we're paying them for parking. But it's just so easy. It's like £9 for the whole day, and it means we can just actually head into the city centre, get some brunch, sit in a cafe, explore around and just enjoy our day without actually having to stress or walk too far. The park up, I will say, the park up last night, we found on Park for Night. Really good location, recommend using that app, and we just decided to leave at sunrise so that the dog walkers can't exactly complain about us or anything like that, so highly recommend that spot.
The other good thing about parking here, where we are now, is that we're really close to the Scottish Parliament building. Means that there's police cars around, so we feel like Ellie is very secure and well looked after whilst we're away.
So time for a quick shower and then we can get into Edinburgh. So yeah, we're on the Royal Mile now and there is a very disappointing lack of snow. I think it's because we were camping so much higher up, so obviously there wasn't actually any in the city centre of Edinburgh. It is the perfect day, however, to go and find a cute cafe for breakfast because for once we're actually somewhere where there is guaranteed to be cafes open rather than the usual remote locations that we go to where everywhere is shut. And there's a good selection of them, so I think we've got a few in mind.
So this morning we're going somewhere a little bit more unique for breakfast in Edinburgh. It's somewhere that we haven't tried before, but somewhere that we've been really excited to go to. So we've come to Dishoom for breakfast, which is just off of Princess Street in Edinburgh, and it's actually really unique because it's Iranian food, so you can get like a naan for breakfast. How cool is that? It smells amazing in here, so I'm really excited to try it.
This actually looks amazing. So we ended up going for like the veggie sausage with egg and the naan bread, and then we got a little side of veggie black pudding as well, and I cannot wait to try this. We actually came here about an hour and a half ago, and they said that the naan machine is broken down, so we went to Wetherspoons, got a coffee, and we are starving now because I'm so hungry. I've been waiting like 3 hours for my breakfast. What are your thoughts on that?
Best thing ever.
I looks impressed.
That is so good. I think there's like a chilli jam in there, and there's a kind of cottage cheese and like loads of herbs and spices, and it's just, oh, so good. Can't even explain it, you have to come try it.
Alright everyone, so we're back in the van. We just had to go to the shops where we picked up a few kind of essentials. Check the size of those naan breads. That's amazing. Never seen naan breads that size. And also we made a very exciting investment. You want to show everyone what we got?
Voila! We got one of these window vacuums which everyone's been telling us to get. I hope this is the right kind. So hopefully this will help us with our misty windows in the mornings.
And also the bathroom. But you know how much that costs? 20 quid! Yeah, we were
talking.
talking.
That's why I'm wondering if it's the right one.
I know, everyone said to get one on Amazon. 20 quid from Home Bargains. So that's what you should be getting. So another problem that we've actually been having recently, talking about the moisture, is in the front of our van, in the top cupboard, it's basically becoming an absolute swimming pool. If you watch this on our Instagram stories, you'll see that one time we were clearing it out and there was actually like a layer of kind of white moss growing along the top of it. So we decided something had to be done. Moisture absorbers weren't really doing the job, but what we realised was that in our spice rack, all of the kind of spices and the salts and all that were like congealing together in the condensation. So what we did was we went and bought a cheap box of table salt, poked a bunch of holes in the top of it. That one's been in there for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and it is literally weighs a ton. We don't have scales, but I'd be very interested to see how much extra water it's picked up. We've decided to double down and just pick up 2 more of them. 17 pence out of Lidl. Fantastic. But as you guys can see, the snowy winter wonderland of Edinburgh has quickly faded away, and it is just another grey Scottish day. So I think it's about time that we moved on to the next spot. We've got one job to do beforehand, which is
topping up the water. These van life chores never end. And then we're going to start making our way down south. We're going to be heading to the Lake District. Our end destination is Bristol, where we're going to be spending time with our friends next weekend for our friend Rebecca's birthday. And yeah, we're just going to take our way down there slowly over the next week and explore some sites. So the Lake District is first on our list, so aim is to get there for tomorrow.
Doesn't seem to be that many water points in Edinburgh, so usually Morrison's kind of have a water tap round the side of the building. So I'm hoping there's one here. I've just got no idea where it is, and of course we're driving around at rush hour, so it's always the busiest. I've navigated my way through everyone. I feel like that's maybe a tap there. Let's go and check out if that's actually a water tap. Very good. It is water indeed. Alright, I'll go top that up.
Right, I'll go back and do the laundry.
Well, that is one thing that I absolutely never thought I would do in my life, drive Ellie and look at the Edinburgh Castle, because I'm driving through the city centre and I am terrified. How do I get out of this city? Oh, that is a tight street. But what a bonny sight, look at that! Alright, bucket list for a van, drive on the Edinburgh Royal Mile. Here we go.
Not quite. That's the Royal Mile.
We drove across it.
So I think I maybe touched on this before, but every time we used to come to Edinburgh, it was always like rush, 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 whether we were here from the day from Glasgow and we were rushing around the Christmas markets to get the bus home in the evening, or whether we were here to watch like a Scotland rugby game or something. We were always rushing. But the last time we came to Edinburgh and we stealth camped in the city, and we weren't really brave enough to leave Ellie there for the day, so we parked up at the parking rides and got the tram in. But this time round, we found somewhere that we could park up at Holyrood Palace and walk into the city, and we've been able to have like a really chilled few days, and we found a perfect park up spot as well, just kind of about 10 minutes away from there, and it was really sheltered even in the wind and the rain. Like, we were parked up behind bushes and it was great, and it's just made like this whole trip like reasonably relaxed. Like, it's been a really nice trip to Edinburgh, and we've just been able to go to places that we maybe wouldn't have had the time to before, just like go for a wander around the shops and just little things like that, and it just makes such a difference. And how did you find it?
I've got to say I enjoyed it, to be honest. Like Gemma said, last time we didn't actually feel like we had a van life in Edinburgh experience because we were just in the suburbs. This time I literally drove through the most touristy part of Edinburgh. It was a bit stressful, but it turns out van life in Edinburgh is a lot easier than I actually thought it was. First of all, there's plenty of spots to park up if you know where to look on Park for Night. There's water supplies. The only thing I've not found is a toilet disposal, but yeah, highly recommend it. And you can also wander in and enjoy the beauty of the city itself. So it was a good trip. So yeah, good morning everyone. I think we're actually getting used to the wind. The van was rocking a little bit last night, but I slept like an absolute baby. Maybe eyeless sky was the best thing we could have done because we're actually able to sleep through anything, whereas 6 months ago I would not have slept a wink. You're going to need to excuse the mess of this van though. I'm going to squeeze outside and show you where we parked up last night. But this is the current situation that we're living in. An absolute bomb site. I'll touch on why we've got 2 suitcases in just a little second, but let's go outside and I'll show you where we parked up. So it's a pretty chilly one this morning. It actually took a little bit of an effort to try and find this park up spot. Possibly about half an hour down to the south east of Carlisle, and Park for Night for some reason keeps doing this thing where it randomly takes us to someone's back garden rather than the actual park up spot. So if you're using that app, do be aware of that. We use Apple Maps instead of Google Maps, and that's how we found the right spot eventually. But it is basically this huge big bit of land with no real use. And if you look just behind you over here, you can actually still see snow in the mountains. So that gives you an idea of how cold it actually is. Okay, let's get back inside before my hands fall off because it's freezing cold out there. How are you doing, babe? All snug, still in bed? Did you have a good sleep?
I did actually. I had a really good sleep. We arrived here like proper late last night, so I'm just like enjoying working from bed for a little bit this morning.
Now, to touch on why we've got suitcases, and I guess why we've actually come south, we are going on holiday.
Yay!
If you follow us on Instagram, you'll already know that, and if you want live updates, go and follow us on Instagram, because usually these videos are probably about 2 or 3 weeks in delay, and as you're watching this, we're most likely just going to have touched down on the sunny island of Malta for our first holiday abroad in about 2 years. Since we came back from Australia. Yeah, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
We're actually going to try and take a couple of days holiday.
Yep.
Try, minus emails,
try our
little
best.
Bits, but we're really going to try and switch off for a couple of days because it has been such a hectic 2 years, I would even say.
It's been very busy.
Like since we got back from Australia, it has just been
non-stop.
full on, and then even since we quit our full-time jobs, we thought that would give us a little bit more freedom. It hasn't. We are very, very full on, so
very much
we're
so.
excited to just take a few days out of the 2 weeks to chill.
Yeah. We're looking for your help though. If you've been to Malta, if you know anyone who's been to Malta, let us know what your top recommendations are down below, and yeah, we'll try our best to feature them in any videos that we actually make. Yeah. That's all for this week however. Next week what we're going to be doing is exploring around the Lake District. Hopefully it stays dry, the rain's just started, but we're heading down to the Lake District for a few days just to try and see what van life is actually like down in the Lake District. So if you're interested in that, hit subscribe, tune in next week, and if you enjoyed this video guys, give us a big thumbs up and let us know that you have, because it just lets us know to keep making more videos like this. And yeah, until then, we'll see you guys again in the next one.
See ya! And don't forget, if you guys do want to try Readly, you can get 2 months for free by clicking the link in the description box below, and after that it's only £9.99 a month to get access to all of your favourite magazines, and you can cancel at any time that you want.